What you need to remember is do not waste your energy on ignorant people. Do not waste your energy on people who don't mean anything to you. There are going to be quite a few of them throughout the actual month of February 2022. But in particular, when it comes to you, my gorgeous Virgolini, there is so much that you're actually going to learn this month. There is so much that you're actually going to realize this month. And on another hand, you know, you are, of course, going to come across like lots of people with completely different opinions to you. But your opinions are so different that there is absolutely no point to waste your precious energy. And the reason why I say that there is no point to waste your precious energy, do you know, the actual month of February is going to surprise you big time. And at around the 17th of February, you will see exactly what I mean, because a quite unusual situation is going to take place. And it is going to be a rather mind-blowing moment in time, because something so big, so important, so huge, so massive is going to be confirmed to you. Something really important. And then that in itself is just going to uncover so many other things and so many other aspects in your life that you should be paying attention to at this very moment in time, because you're about to manifest something really big, something really important. But in order to stay on top of this and to make the most of this, is just basically try to preserve your energy as much as you possibly can. Okay, so when you come across people who absolutely don't make any sense whatsoever around you, in your life or around you, it's just all about you knowing what you know, but on another hand, realizing and understanding that there is absolutely no point to waste your energy, because it's a lot to do with manifestation, and it's a lot to do with your own power, having the actual balance back. The actual month of February is about to bring you an important balance, and I'm telling you that the 17th of February it's going to be like a big mama moment in so many different ways, and there is going to be such an important sign that you are going to have. You know, and what you're going to become aware of that, you know, it's like basically it's not only about the 17th of February, but in between the 17th of February and the end of that month, you on one hand are going to become aware of your own unique essence, of your own power, but then on another hand, you are going to become aware of someone, you know, who maybe had something like kind of against you, purely because you were expressing yourself, purely because you were being yourself, purely because you were yourself. And this is where this little detail is going to like kind of stick out so much, because you will want to do more, you will want to do better, and that in itself is going to increase your strength, it's going to increase your confidence, it's going to help you to have a control over those parts of your life that you didn't have before. But it's not really that you didn't have before. You need to understand that you have got a miraculous power within you. Only to be alive, it's like a remarkable thing. Only to be alive, it's a blessing. But sometimes this life yet doesn't make sense. But when things don't make sense, then it becomes rather dark outside. And when it becomes rather dark outside, it's very difficult to find our own way through, our own way forward. And yes, we find a lot like things that absolutely don't make sense along the way. But purely, what is really important is just to understand that that same energy, no matter how crazy or ludicrous this sounds to you, that same energy can work in your favor. And it can only work in your favor when you find something, focus on one particular thing that you want to do. And the quiet, fertile time when it comes to karma and planting seeds, it's going to be in between the 1st and the 17th of February 2022. So this is the time when you really need to just pretty much so understand how important it is to pick the certain part of your life that you want to move on with. And then when that happens, you will see, you're going to come across things like, oh my God, you know, it's going to look like you were slowed down on purpose. And this is where things are going to become interesting, my gorgeous Virgos, indeed. My name is Sasha Bonasin, and I'm a psychic medium, and this is your monthly horoscope tarot card reading, and it's for you, my gorgeous Virgo, and it's for February 2022. So this monthly horoscope tarot card forecast is for you, my gorgeous Virgolini, and it's for February 2022. It's just about this absolutely mind-blowing confirmation that you are going to have, and it's about something so weird. It's about something so bizarre, and it's going to confuse you because you're not going to be able to understand maybe where certain people are coming from or why certain things are happening. But what I really like that this is also going to be like your own spiritual enlightenment, you know, your own awakening. Because sometimes people think, oh, it's brilliant, spiritual enlightenment, awakening, la la la. It's not all so pink and pretty, you know. It's just like when you have a spiritual awakening, when you have your own enlightening moment in time, you need to see the darkness in order to see the light. You need to go through darkness in order to find out where the light is. Just remember to follow the light, do not follow the dark, because these are very, very interesting times that you are going to find yourself at. The more you trust yourself and the more you focus on your goal, the more you're going to become powerful out of that absolutely ludicrous energy that is going on around at the moment. So this is the essence that you need to understand, that this in itself can actually work for you. As long as you try to stay on top of things, try to stay optimistic, focus on one thing. Remember, focus on one specific thing that you want to move on when it comes to you finding yourself on a spiritual quest and wanting more out of life. But in particular, the more you do this, the more powerful you are going to be. The more you do this, the more brave you are going to be. The more you do this, the more your self-confidence, you know, your confidence is going to grow. And it's so much that is actually going to start making sense to you. And pay attention, please, my Lord, pay attention to the last 7 days this February, because the last 7 days this February are going to point you towards a very, very interesting direction in life. And also the last 7 days of February are going to make you aware of something so specific, something that you have been working for. And when it comes to you being slowed down, when it comes to you being affected a little bit only because you were being yourself, this is going to become your own beacon of light at the same time, because that in itself is going to mark the end of the journey. But wherever there is the end of the journey, my gorgeous Virgolini, there is also the beginning of something very, very special as well. Wherever there is the end of the certain journey, there is a new beginning about to start. We are going through our rebirth, you see. So there is so much that is going to become absolutely superb and rather clear when it comes to March 2022. Yes, I know I'm talking about the February, but the February and March are going to be very strongly connected, because by the time you come to the last part, last few days of February, it's all about you entering a whole new portal, because by then you will realize that what you're doing is right. The things you were thinking were right, you know, what you're doing were absolutely fantastic and correct, because it's all about feeling rather rewarding as well. Yes, you're going to become aware of little snakes, you know, yes, you're going to become aware of the little enemies, but then again, at the end of the day, this day haven't got much to do with your own life. So this in itself, it's not going to emotionally affect you. It's actually only going to give you a bit more of a vavavumish power, my gorgeous Virgolini, to get on with your life. When it comes to the actual numerology, you have number 132. Now, what I want to say, the number 132 is a very powerful number. It's pretty much so very strong when it comes to the whole month of February 2022. But pretty much so, you need to understand it's about a very powerful inspiration. This inspiration that you're going to come across is going to awaken you. It's going to realize how powerful you are, but it's also going to make you aware of the fact how important it is to live your life, you know, on your own terms, and how important it is to keep on responding to your subconscious mind. If you really want to do something but you're not able to do something, you need to find the ways around how you're going to get there and how you're going to do this. The continuation is sacred, the continuation is important, and this is what I'm talking about. You know, this month, you know, it's almost going to be like a spiritual slapito that you're actually going to get, my gorgeous Virgolini, because, you know, you're just going to feel this very, very kind of like a urge to go through, you know, with your life and to carry on with something so important, with a very specific aspect, you know. 132 means that you're going to carry on with a very specific aspect, but this is to do with your plan that you had about the near future, but these plans got messed up in in the middle, you know, you just kind of got stuck, you know, because you know, when it's so dark, you know, we can't find our way, and when we can't find our way, this kind of slows us down, and it affects every single part of our lives, and then it makes us feel a little bit negative and down. So this is why this is going to be an important time. So it's all basically about you realizing that this is the time, you know, the time is right to take action on your ideas. The time is right to take actions on your ideas, no matter where you are in your life, no matter what is happening, no matter what you've been told, no matter how you feel. You have to understand that sometimes we need to do this. We need to hold our own spiritual candle. I know I've said this before, but you cannot give your spiritual candle away. Do not give yourself away. Do not give your spiritual candle away. And the only way to have your spiritual candle and to keep on having your spiritual candle and lighting your own path is only by doing absolutely everything you can possibly do in order to keep on moving on with your life. If something doesn't make sense, do not kind of be fed with things that don't just make sense, and keep going, because you're going to lose yourself. You don't want to lose yourself. You're very powerful. You're well aware of the earthly energies, so there's so much that you understand through your own psychic feelings and through your own intuition. This is the month to use it like very wisely, my gorgeous Virgolinis. It's important to actually project this energy towards your own passion. Project this energy towards your own passion, okay? So this is very important. So it's all about the time is right to take action on your ideas, but then again, at the same time, you will be able to look at things in your life from a completely different perspective. And I really like it, because this is where this power comes in, by you allowing yourself to be yourself, be weird, be bizarre, be strange, be abnormal. Just like, it doesn't really matter. Just do whatever you want to do and whatever makes you happy. But in particular when it comes to the passion in your life, because you have no idea what a huge massive step you're going to make. It is not even going to feel like it, and this is when number 132 comes in. It is not even going to feel like it, but by the time you come to March, you will see exactly, almost immediately, you know, very strong results are gonna start manifesting already in terms of new directions in your life, which are gonna have certain problems ahead. How you're gonna get there, but you're gonna need to work out how to get to where you want to get, but avoiding something very dark and very negative that absolutely doesn't make sense. So this is what you need to do. Just avoid negative and preserve your energy and vibration. Listen to your inner voice when making choices, because that in itself is going to bring you one of the biggest accomplishments of your life. Okay, it's very important, you know. And also number 132, every single time when you see number 111, 333, 222, or 132, any combination of this number that you are seeing, my gorgeous Virgolinis, like, my God, pay attention to synchronicity. The spirit world is going to try to get in touch with you like at that very moment in time. You need to pay attention to what was on your mind, what is preventing you to move on, what is worrying you, what is making you sad, what is bringing you down, what is like kind of confusing you, because very soon after that moment in time, you are going to have a powerful opportunity for your own stability, for whatever the problem was in your life, that you were like thinking about it at around that moment in time. It maybe doesn't have to be necessarily like that moment in time, but it could also be like from the first time in the morning when you got up on that day, some kind of problem was in your mind, and then when you see these numbers, you know, this is going to be the direct reflection of your mind, of your subconscious mind, of your psychic feelings, of your intuition. It's going to be talking to you like a big mama, like there is no tomorrow. So it's all about you understanding and making the most of it, you know, and this is brilliant, because it's all about the opportunity for your own stability. So there is something really important that it's actually at the same time going to be resolved, especially when it comes to bloody stagnation, you know, like a stagnation in your life, you know, and the stagnation caused so much confusion, and the stagnation caused you not seeing things maybe how they are sometimes, and also at the same time that same stagnation caused you just slowing your life down, because there was something very close. You were so close to the certain wish, something so big, so important. You were so close to it, baby. You were so close. But then again, this is all about you coming out of that stagnation, understanding this and realizing and moving on with your life, understanding that very soon, you know, you are about to have this balance, very balanced force coming into your life, which is on another hand going to require from you to be tactical, because tact is necessary to maintain pace. So this is why you just need to keep going and keep going. And also, you know, yes, there is going to be some kind of like a pretty much other situation that you're going to become aware of, like, oh, you know, something that you have been thinking about over the last 8 months, you know. Pretty much so, the certain aspect of your life slowly came to an end, and as soon as you realize what this is, you know, something that you have been working on, something that you have been kind of wanting to achieve, but then again you felt so much, oh, you know what, you just need to move on from this. This is so important for you to understand, because this is where a little snap is going to happen, and I really like a spiritual snap when it happens in this way, because almost immediately the energy is going to be shifted as soon as you're honest with yourself. So you just have to be honest with yourself. The energy is going to be shifted, and so you need to understand kind of what part of your life now became like an imagination. But then again, subconsciously you knew this, so you need to move on from that, because something really great is coming. And before something great comes, you know, it's always the situation that we face that kind of makes us to come out of ourselves, you know, because it's like a challenging situation, because maybe this aspect of your life you thought, oh God, yeah, I'm going to work on it, you know, but then again, it didn't turn out to be the way it is, but there is nothing you can do about it. But what you can do about it is to acknowledge it and just cut it out of your life, baby. This is something that you need to do, because that is almost immediately, exactly within the next 11 days. Within the next 11 days, you know, there is the whole new determination going to come. There is the whole new desire going to come. There will be a very strong willpower that you are going to have about a certain goal in your life, which is most certainly going to be connected to a rather intelligent choice. So I like this. It's to do with your desire, it's to do with your will, but also at the same time it's to do with an important resolution that you need in your life. And you know what, I'm not gonna lie to you, my gorgeous Virgolini, there is going to be a bit of like a tower situation, you know, and the tower situation, obviously, you know, there is going to be like a bit of a complete and sudden change in your life that is actually going to happen from mid-February towards the end of that month. You know, the certain situation, it's actually going to take place and it's going to surprise you like there is no tomorrow. Oh my God. But then again, this in itself is going to help you to realize that certain masks are going to fall from certain people, and what you're going to see behind those masks is like, oh my Lord, stay away please, you know what I mean? So it's like, really, this is going to be really good for you, because this tower situation is also going to kind of make an end to the part of your life that you really is just been dragging. And this is why this is so important when it comes to your own karma, because it's going to be super beneficial when it comes to your future planning. So the tower situation that you're going to see, look at this. Let me see this. Where is it? The tower situation that you're going to see, my gorgeous, that you're going to have, my gorgeous Virgolini, the tower situation that you're going to have, the tower situation that you're going to have. There you go. King of Pentacles. This is very important. This in itself, the tower situation, is going to make you so much wiser. So the situation is going to surprise you. It's going to set you back a little bit. You're going to be a little bit shocked, you know. But then again, it's going to surprise you like, oh my God, you know, because you're going to be aware of certain people. But then again, and there's certain wrongdoings and things like that. But then again, it's going to make you so much wiser. It's almost like you needed this tower in your life. You needed to feel this energy. You needed to feel this vibration. You needed to feel this balance in order to understand things that you don't completely understand. But your psychic feelings and intuition are going to be like, oh my God, taking over like big time. So it's just, this is going to pretty much so going to nicely direct you and remind you how important it is to carry on with your future planning, because your future planning, it's also going to be the way out of this kind of situation. And then there is going to be somebody very consistent in your life. The certain person who is quite consistent in your life is going to be playing an important role, because they are going to give you you rather interesting advice when it comes to you facing obstacle in between you now and there is this obstacle, and this is where you want to get behind, but you want to avoid something very negative, something very unnecessary, something very weird, something very unusual, something really low in vibration, and something really devilish, you know. So this person in your life who's rather consistent, it's actually going to be playing an important role, because they will tell you something. This person is really smart, very clever, very intelligent, very spiritually intelligent, and that person is going to play an important role when it comes to you having a very interesting advice, you know, when it comes to like facing an obstacle and how you're going to kind of make a certain alteration in order to start a process of change in your life, because this is going to lead, basically this is going to lead towards your own personal security, like when it comes to your finances and things like that. And you're going to do something really smart, really clever, really intelligent, like you are going to start a progress and the process this month that it's actually going to bring you mind-blowing success. But this is only the beginning. You need to be patient, but you also need to understand that sometimes you need to give, you know, in order to get something, you know. I think that this is going to like kind of like make sense to you when you stumble upon this situation in your life. It's all going to make sense, but it's important because at the same time it will improve your plan for future in a good way. And also on another hand, it's just going to make you feel so much better, and it's going to inspire you, and it's also going to make you realize, you know, how unique you are, that something so special about you, it's going to require from you to put more energy towards it, my gorgeous Virgolinis. This is why this is so important. Something that is so unique about you, so special about you, is going to need more energy. The more energy you put forward towards this, the more passionate you are going to become. The passion is your power is your passion. This is the way to live. This is the way to go forward. This is the way to protect yourself. This is the way to bring the spiritual protection, you know, around yourself in your life, which is also on another hand make things happen for you, my gorgeous Virgolinis. This is so important indeed. You see this? What a spirit saying, what a spirit saying, spirit saying, spirit saying, spirits. Okay. Jane, the spirit of Jane is right here, my gorgeous Virgolini. We've got the spirit of Jane in this room. The spirit of Jane was the person who used to live, obviously now she's in the spirit world, and she had a really big heart, really big heart, but also she died of the problem in her heart. She had a heart issue, and Jane is sending her love to every single one of you. So Jane, this is the message from Jane, okay? This is the message from Jane, the high priestess. Like, oh my God, pay attention to your intuition. You are going to be able to see things this month that you didn't see before. You will understand things that you didn't understand before, and this is going to help you to bring those missing puzzles into your life. But this time it's going to happen with a little surprise, because once you bring these missing puzzles in your life, the picture that you're going to see, it's going to be completely different. But you're going to like this, because that in itself is going to resolve in you actually finding out so many different ways where you want to get. It was only one before that you thought, but now they're going to be like, my God, 4 or 5 different ways where you want to go, you know, the way you want to get in life. This is so important. Just understand that you will be able to see so much, and you will have an amazing mind-blowing power to read in between the lines as well. This is why it's so important to follow your intuition, my gorgeous Virgolini. And this was the spirit message for you, my gorgeous people. Thank you, Jane. Okay, so now, my gorgeous Virgolini, when it comes to the actual nutrition and things like that, I highly recommend you what I said before last month as well. It is rather important to make sure that you take something like a vitamin B complex, and vitamin B complex is really important for you because it's going to re-energize you. It's going to be good for your nervous system, because a lot is going to be going on throughout this month in terms of you realizing and understanding things, you know, and this is going to like kind of like drain the energy just a little bit in its own way. And also when it comes to the you know, digestion, you know, just make sure to understand that also vitamin B complex is fantastic when it comes to the entire digestive system as well. So it's going to re-energize you. If you take it the first thing in the morning, it's going to be fantastic for stress, and it's also going to be beneficial for entire digestive system, but also beneficial for so many other things. But energetically is something that you should be taking, and something that is most certainly missing in your life. You need to understand, if you get a natural B complex, that B12 needs to be made as the actual methylcobalamin. Is the special version of this vitamin which is natural rather than chemical. And also folic acid needs to be made as a folate, which is a natural version of this specific B vitamin. So this is something that I need you to understand. And also something like the actual vitamin D3 alongside vitamin K2. This is something also quite important because your bones are going to start feeling rather sensitive. So vitamin D3 and K2 in combination are fantastic to actually boost the immune system, but also at the same time to be beneficial for your entire skeleton, for your bones and things like that. Something that you're going to find rather good. On another hand, please keep on try to avoid caffeine as much as you possibly can. Try to cut out sugar. If you didn't so far, please do it because it's vile. Try to replace sugar with like organic maple syrup or organic honey, and also basically try to drink like lots of organic dandelion tea, which is going to help you to flush out the toxins out of the system, and along the way it's going to make you feel so much better. And when you get organic dandelion tea, also make sure that the actual tea is made of the plant and root, you know, so you get the most out of it. If you're on any other medications, if you're pregnant or if you're breastfeeding, you just need to check with your doctor, you just need to check with your GP. Only your doctor or GP can tell you whether this can interact with your existing medications, my gorgeous Virgolini, or not. So now going on the very first date that I would like to recommend to you, but before I go there, like, oh my God, I really need to show you this. This is my part of my brand new line, and these are absolutely gorgeous. One of the most beautiful crystals pendants that I've actually ever had. This is like these are like a very unique pieces, like a handmade, and also this comes with a beautiful gorgeous sterling silver chain, and this is a red jasper. It's absolutely stunning, and I highly suggest you to get red jasper and wear it throughout February, March and April, purely because it's going to re-energize you when you need energy. It's going to boost your self-esteem when you need this. It's going to really pretty much so be superb when you're kind of doing something with a passion, or you're like kind of trying to achieve the most out of life. This pretty much so, as soon as you find yourself in a situation where you're projecting your precious energy towards something very special, this gets you like going so much like longer, so much further than you would normally would, because it helps you to preserve your energy in the best possible way. But on another hand, it helps you to stay on top of things as well. This gorgeous red jasper pendant has got an incredible grounding properties, by the same time as a stone of endurance and nurturing. You know, it drives evil spirits away, and it helps you to protect negative energy. When the things are so uncertain, when it's so like kind of darkish outside, then of course that a certain amount of spirits, like evil spirits, negative spirits take over, which is normally there are all sorts of spirits about. But when we are very sensitive, when we are kind of like a little bit low, a little bit down, a little bit drained, a little bit tired, a little bit stressed, a little bit nervous, this is when we are a little bit more vulnerable. So this is also fantastic actual crystal stone, you know, to protect yourself against evil spirits. But on another hand, it's absolutely miraculous when it comes to you needing like an immediate grounding, but also like a driving your passion towards something so big, towards your own achievements in life. This gorgeous pendant red jasper comes with sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this is in the description below. By buying things from my channel, you're also supporting my channel, I have to say that, so thank you very much. Okay, so now the very first date, my gorgeous Virgolini, is going to be on the 5th of February, but it's actually from the 1st of February. In between the 1st and the 4th of February, this is an interesting time that you are going to have, because you know it's just all about this harmony caused in your life that is going to become absolutely evident through your own emotional confusion. And now you're going to start feeling like rewarding in order to kind of work on these issues. You will know subconsciously, and you will become aware of the fact that this is actually going to be very rewarding for you, and it's going to be rather self-satisfying moment in time when you just start paying attention to this emotional confusion that caused so much disharmony in your life. And this is so important because your mind is going to like kind of get you going, and your mind is going to start preparing you for the moment in time that you need to be prepared for. And it's only going to happen on the 5th of February. On the 5th of February, it's just all about you feeling a very strong, intense energy when it comes to you wanting to learn something very important about your life that you will want to kind of take on the next stage. But it's pretty much so to do with like wherever you are right now. It's just like what else you can bring into your life, what is missing, because where you are right now, wherever you are, whether you're retired, whether you are working, whether you are looking for work, whether you're like a business person, it doesn't really matter. The 5th of February is going to be a big mama in itself, because it's just going to basically show you the part, confirm the part of your life that you need to kind of learn a bit more. You need to bring something additional in. It's about your own reflection, but also the realization, you know, you will want to know about something. It's, you know, something additional in your life. It's about the respect for knowledge that you're going to be facing, and this is going to like kind of bring so much desire in you, and that in itself, it's also a kind of almost immediately going to give you all sorts of ideas, so you will know that this is the right thing to do. And there is going to be very interesting news that you're going to hear in between the 5th of February and the 16th of February, that it's only going to confirm this to you, but you will already make your mind up here. So it doesn't really matter. This is the time when your gorgeous little wings are gonna grow here, most certainly. It's the moment of your own metamorphosis, my gorgeous Virgolinis. Indeed, it is time. This is going to get you going. This is going to help you realize your own strength. This is going to be the time of your own transition when it comes to change that you want in your life, you know, and especially like you will have enough. You will have enough some kind of boredom. You will have enough of some kind of like not enough happening. It's a good feeling and good vibration, because it's only going to prepare you for like a bigger aspects in your life that you will not be able to explain then and there at that moment in time, but you will feel this absolutely incredible energy push that it's only going to remind you of a time that was very excited for you, maybe within the last, you know, like 3 years, you know, the last maybe 3 or 4 years ago. You know, it's going to remind you of some kind of very strong essence then and there. So it's worth to pay attention to this, because there is a certain element that is missing that you need to bring from the past. Okay, it's very important indeed. So this is the time of your own transition, a change, and also, you know, it's just like about you realizing that there is a specific part of your life. This is going to help you realize that you want to abandon, and that in itself is going to require from you to have a sacrifice in such a way, to have a confidence and to give a credit to yourself, because most certainly it's about a readjustment that you're going to start making here almost immediately. It's to do with your own regeneration and rebirth. It's going to most certainly follow. So it's all about you becoming very captive to some kind of special, very, very special idea that you're going to have. And that idea that you're going to have in between the 5th and the 17th of February, you're going to become aware of the actual, pretty much so, an invitation or opportunity, you know, that is just going to advance your life. And this is where this is going to start, and this is going to become evident, you know. So by the 16th of February, there is going to be the opportunity that you're actually going to have. And this is going to require some kind of request from you, which is what you're going to find quite challenging. But then again, it's all about you allowing yourself to go on the next stage in your life. Very important time for you, my gorgeous Virgolinis, indeed. Okay, so now the next date. But before I go there, it's another gorgeous pendant that I want to show you. It's my brand new line, and it's absolutely gorgeous porcelain jasper. We are doing a lot. We have been through a lot. Our energy is very sensitive. You know, sometimes we feel like a little bit anxious and emotional and things like that. And this is of course affecting us, because, you know, we need to kind of, whatever we do in life, we need to make the most. You know, we need to like do the best as we possibly can. I'm not saying that you're not doing it, but I'm saying that sometimes when we are very sensitive and things like that, it's affecting us. And porcelain jasper is fantastic, like for February, March and April. Also, every time when you feel sad, when you feel low, when you feel uncertain, when you feel a bit anxious, when you feel a little bit low, when you feel a little bit sad, you know, all these feelings, you know, are creating this certain vibration and energy around us, which makes us more vulnerable. And we have been through a lot, you know, all of us. So this is completely natural. So porcelain jasper is it's brilliant for emotional protection, relaxation, and it's also fantastic when we are dealing with rather sensitive issues. It's the crystal for stability, 100%. It's fantastic. And I'm telling you, so every single time when you feel like a spaced out and things like that, this is something that you should wear, and you will see almost immediately you will be able to feel this like powerful vibration around you. I'm only holding this, I can feel it already. This gorgeous pendant comes with a sterling silver, beautiful sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this is in the description below. By buying things from my channel, you're also supporting my channel. I have to say that, so thank you very much. So this is the pendant that I was going to show you, that you're going to find very, very beneficial indeed. So the second important date, my gorgeous Virgolini, it's going to be on the 17th of February. So the 17th of February, people in your life are going to be playing an important role. People who are the best people in your life, people who are very close to you, people who mean to you so much, are pretty much so going to make themselves known, because you will want to reconnect with them. But before that happens, they will tell you something. They will tell you a very important information. And the information that they will tell you, it's going to remind you that you are like kind of in the process of self-denial when it comes to you. So people in your life who understand you so much are going to pinpoint something so important about you that you should be paying attention to, because if you keep on doing this, this may affect you a little bit later on. So people who really care about you, people who mean so much to you and you mean so much to them, these are the right people in our lives that are meant to be. They're very sacred, and I know a couple of them you haven't seen in a long time, but that absolutely doesn't matter. Is the message and information that they are going to give you, which is going to surprise you, something that you pay attention about, something in order to kind of like do something important for yourself. But then on another hand, this is going to later on bring you an important accomplishment in your life, and this is all coming through people who are very honest and sincere. It's going to point to a certain part of your life. It's going to self-illuminate a certain part of your life, which is going to pretty much so make you realize that you are pretty much so in some kind of self-denial, and that in itself is also going to kind of bring this sacred knowledge to you, because the sacred knowledge is at the same time going to really pretty much so going to be playing an important role, because it's all about your life. It's all about what you're devoted to. This is big, this is important, and it's also to do with your future, like later on, which is just something that you have been keep on living aside, but now you're going to realize that if you carry on doing living your life like this, you're gonna get much closer to it. So it's almost like a little powerful spiritual shortcut that you're gonna be able to become aware of here. You're gonna get a certain spiritual key, and once you get a certain spiritual key, you can only get such a powerful spiritual key from people who understand you in and out, from people who understand you so much, so much, who understood you for a long time. Because when you get a spiritual key from people like this, they say something about you that you don't like necessarily, but then again later on it's going to be like a big mama moment that is actually going to come out of it, because you will know, you will become aware of that what they're saying is true. And there are so many other ways that are going to become available to you almost immediately after that moment in time. So it's all about your own spiritual growth, allowing yourself to be yourself, but also allowing people who really love you to be critical of you sometimes, because this is the way we find out things about our lives that we should be paying attention to, that we may not even realize that it's actually draining us. So this is why this is so important. So it's all about the 17th of February, 17th, 18th, 19th, and 20th and 21st of February. It's all about you feeling a very strong devotion when it comes to you being loyal to yourself. So you have to be loyal to yourself, because if you can't be loyal to yourself, you can't be loyal to anyone else, So this is important about you realizing exactly in between the 17th of February and the 21st of February. This is a big moment, because you're going to realize exactly which part of your life do you need to put more energy towards. It's about your own devotion. It's about you feeling alive again. But also at the same time, it's about you offering certain services, and efforts towards a very specific goal. This in itself is going to be revealed. This in itself is going to be a really important moment in time, because most certainly this is about your improvement, your development, your own promotion. By the same time, you're going to become aware of the very important news of the actual outcome of the past last effort, which is only going to add up like to your own uniqueness. This is going to answer the very big question to you. Shall you go further or not? You see what I mean, my gorgeous Virgolinis? It's important. Okay, so this is the time of your own rebirth, indeed. The third important date, my gorgeous Virgolini, it's going to be on Jerusalem. I'm singing my gorgeous Virgolini, Jerusalem. It's about the 28th of February, the new plan. Okay, this is very important because now this is going to become an absolutely new part of your life that is going to inspire you like so much. It's not so much about the new plan, but it's actually to do with you having a new plan, how you can carry on with your plan, basically. So it's all about like revised plan, if I can say it like this. So it's like a new plan, but it's not, because it's to do with things that you wanted to do for a while, but it is going to be so much that is going to happen until that moment in time, and it's spiritually going to be preparing you for this moment, the 28th of February. You're going to make a really big decision, really massive decision, a really enormous decision, my gorgeous Virgolinis, indeed. It's all about this new plan, how you can do the plan, you know, how you can work on a previous plan, but then again, it's all about you kind of like feeling very strong, feeling this hope, feeling this confidence, you know. There are going to be so many uncertain efforts that you are going to feel, but that absolutely doesn't matter, because, you know, at the same time, you will know that this is going to bring you really great safety when it comes to your future, but it's also going to resolve an important family matter as well. So you're just doing few things at once, you know. Later on, this is going to bring you an absolutely mind-blowing reward, but it's going to help you primarily to move on with your life when it comes to you feeling unsatisfied desires, when you felt like a little bit of struggle, you felt like a little bit of negativity, you know, like it was very difficult to move on, it was very difficult to kind of like see the light at the end of the tunnel, you know. This is just going to help you so much to feel this vibration and energy that it's only going to help you to keep going, you know. So that's why I was like, Jerusalem, you see, that's why I'm singing to you, because you need to understand this is important. It's you coming home to yourself, baby. It's you coming back to yourself, okay? You coming home to yourself. You coming back to yourself. You coming back to your spirit. Once you do this, nothing can destroy you. Nothing can do anything to you ever again. So this is why this is so important, okay? Very, very important indeed. Jerusalem, Ikayalami, Gilondolose. I love you so much. So it's all about this activity and determination that you're going to feel, and it's all to do with your own field, with your own experience, that it's also going to give you this great sense of authority, and you're going to like this, you know. It's all about having these ideas and feeling very, very inspired again. Very important, my gorgeous Virgolinis, indeed. So now I'm just going to see what is briefly going to happen to you at the beginning of this week. At the beginning of February, mid-February, and the last part of February. So the beginning of February, you know, just do not be afraid to take action. You need to take responsibility, like for an important part of your life, for the continuation of your life. You know, that's your own spiritual responsibility to continue with your own life, because you are going to have a very strong sense of where your life is being stuck. So your own spiritual responsibility is for you to understand that now it's time to move forward, and the more you focus on it, the more you're honest with yourself, the more things are going to start keep on coming to you, because by the time you get to the mid-February, you know, it's just you're going to realize that this is you know, the certain situation is slowly coming to an end that just sucked out so much of a positive energy from your life. So this is going to be brilliant, because it is just going to make you feel so much good, so much better, because this is where you're going to realize other opportunities, you know, the opportunity for happiness. So this is why this is so important. The last part of the actual February, it's all about to understand this. This is where the karma mama comes in. This is a big mama moment. The last 7 days of February, it's all about you understanding that you need to understand. It's all about you planting spiritual seeds. Do not plant negative seeds. Plant positive seeds. Do not think negatively. Be as optimistic as you possibly can and try to manipulate this balance of wonderful energy that you are going to have towards things that mean to you, towards things that you want to work on, towards your own ideas, towards your own goals. You know, this is the way you do things. Just be optimistic and stay on top of things and make sure that you are moving on with your life, because you're about to plant very important karmic seeds, spiritual seeds. So now I'm gonna torture you a little bit. Midnight, know the sound from the pavement. Has the moon lost her memory? She's smiling alone. In the lamplight, the withered leaves collect at my feet, and the wind begins to moan. Memory, all alone in the moonlight, I can dream of the old days. Life was beautiful then. I remember the time I knew what happiness was. My Virgolini, I love you. Memory, all alone in the moonlight, I can dream of the old days. Life was beautiful then. I remember the time I knew what happiness was. My Virgolini, I love you. My gorgeous Virgolini, I'm sorry I'm torturing you again, but you know what? It's like for those of you who are in relationship, this is an important time. Do you know why? Because it is the karmic situation that you're both gonna need to work on. Certain problem you're gonna need to resolve because you have been having some kind of difficulty or some kind of issue, and that started like about 3 months ago. So you need to work on a certain problem, because until you work on this problem, you know, it's gonna be keep on coming back. You need to come up with a solution. You need to agree with something. You need to come up with a solution, but you also need to understand what you're where you're both coming from. So this is a very important time of like a discussion, and February 2022 when it comes to the couples, but it's also very important time to see what this problem is, because this problem is going to be keep on coming back until you kind of resolve this. I think it's to do with the future, and it's to do with like what you want to do and what you want to get, but maybe there was just a little bit of miscommunication with you too, so you just need to kind of work on it and kind of iron things out, baby, and see, like, you know, which solution you're gonna come up with. So this is an important time when it comes to your own continuation, because you're thinking about the same thing about the future, but you just need to understand how you're gonna get there. You just lost a little bit of communication along the line. Okay, so now for those of you who are single and ready to mingy, you see, this is going to be very interesting, because someone is going to come across, you know, but it's like pretty much so going to be completely different person who you would normally go for, my gorgeous Virgolini. There is something that is going to be around that person that is really going to kind of like, ooh la la, hello my darling, but then at the same time, you know, you as the time goes by, you will be keep on seeing this person, you will be keep on coming across this person, somebody very delicious, you know, in so many different ways, my gorgeous Virgolini. This is how you're gonna feel, like someone is really delicious, but on one hand you're gonna feel like maybe, I don't know, like maybe you will feel like they wouldn't kind of like you or something like that, or there is also gonna be something very unusual about them. Primarily it's just gonna be something so different to what you would normally go for. So this is pretty much so going to help you realize how much you're actually changing, and it's also going to help you realize above all that, you know, you are really ready to kind of meet someone in your life. So this person is just pretty much so gonna be playing a very, very important role. It's gonna remind you that, you know, the time is right, because you're gonna feel something so important through that person. So it's not gonna be that person, but it's gonna awaken a very interesting part of you, and it's gonna help you realize something so important about yourself. And also when it comes to your confidence, influence and self-esteem, you're going to get something rather vavavumish through that person as well when it comes to your own confidence and self-esteem. So that person is going to be playing an important role. It's not going to be like, oh my God, stranger in the night, Virgolini in the morning. Behave, Virgolini, behave. Now, this person is going to be playing an important role, because through that person you will realize something so important. You will realize that you are ready. You will realize that you are prepared for the next stage in your life. You will realize what is missing and you will want more of it. So this is why this is so important. Very interesting experience you are going to have this month when it comes to you, my gorgeous Virgolinis, indeed. But you need this. You need this because you will specifically find out something so important indeed. Okay, so Jerusalem, Ikayalami, Gilondolose. I love you so much, my gorgeous Virgolini. Listen, I just want you to understand that this month is going to be more important than you can possibly imagine. So make the most of it, okay? Ignore the negativity and just keep going, okay? Important. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace, and light to every single one of you, my gorgeous Virgolinis. So I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace, and light to every single one of you. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, psychic medium. Well, I heard there was a secret chord that David played and it pleased the Lord, but you don't really care for music, do ya? Well, it goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall and the major lift, the baffled king composing hallelujah. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Well, your faith was strong, but you needed proof. You saw her bathing on the roof. Her beauty and the moonlight overthrew ya. She tied you to her kitchen chair, she broke your throne and she cut your hair, and from your lips she drew the hallelujah. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.